that, and we have a number of wholesalers, so we're just growing the business and learning every day. And I'm just glad to be here and share what I can share. And learn what I can learn from the panel as well, because as an entrepreneur, thinking about retirement is very scary. It's very scary, so.
Thank you, Dawn. And gentlemen, you should know Caliente Man is very hot. Ladies will thank you for it. Don't think Pooka is just for women. Go spend some money and get Caliente Man. You'll be pleased. So Dawn, you talked about magazines. As entrepreneurs, marketing and promotions are so important. Last summer, I had a good chance to come into your cover party in the store in Orange because you landed the cover of Black Enterprise magazine. And that's a big feat. And I remember talking to folks at Black Enterprise and just asking, you know, what determines your cover? You know, how do you decide on what stories are going to be on the cover, et cetera, et cetera? And they said, well, first, it really has to be impactful, because when they're on the newsstand, we only get like 3 or 4 seconds to grab people's attention and make them want to pick up the magazine and learn a little bit more. So congratulations on being very impactful, and tell us a little bit more about how you landed that cover and what the issue was about social media and how you developed that for your business. So talk to us about that.
That cover was nothing short of just a blessing. But I always tell people, as entrepreneurs, you have to embrace social media. And I see so many, no matter what your business is, people will go to check your website, which is pretty much stagnant unless you change things, and they go to your social media site. They go into your Facebook page. They want to see how many other people are following you. They want to see what people are saying about you. So it's very important. I mean, a lot of people don't want to do social media. When I told my mother, oh, we're going to have social media, she's like, no, they're going to steal your identity, and you know, you don't have to worry about that. You decide how much personal information you want to put on it. But for your business, it's free. There are not that many things that are free. All of Facebook, Twitter, all of those things are free. And I love to share the story about Black Enterprise because that could have been anyone. I was starting to embrace Twitter, and I really got heavily into social media because I started to see the returns. I would put things up like a flash sale, and people would come in, or I'd see things on the website. I was like, okay, this social media stuff is working. So I really started to embrace Facebook and Twitter. And then I have Twitter buddies that are friends of mine who tweet, who look out for things for me. Because Twitter opens your, Twitter, and actually just social media in general, put you places that you were not able to get to before. You would have to have a PR person to get to Essence magazine or any other magazine. And I'm not to say that PR people are obsolete, because they are not in any way. But for now, you have a direct channel to any magazine, to Black Enterprise magazine. You can speak to their editors. You can speak to their writers. So a writer tweeted out, sent a tweet out that said, does anyone have a brick and mortar store and use social media to get people into the store? I didn't see that tweet, but a friend of mine, my Twitter buddy, she saw it, and my Twitter name is @Pookalita, and she said, @Pookalita does. She answered the reporter, but it came up in my feed. So then I went back to the reporter and I said, I do, and she said, well, can I ask you a few questions? Sure. So we spoke offline, she asked me a few questions, and she said, this is gonna be an article on our website. So I was excited. I was like, okay, that's great. So she called, everything, I don't know what it is. I have to look up the number 3, because everything was in 3s. So 3 days later, she called back and she said, you know what? She said, we're going to make this, it's going to be a print article. I was like, oh, okay. She said, it's going to be in the March issue. I was like, okay, that's great. 3 days later, she called back and she said, you know what? We're going to send out a photographer. Now I'm getting my hair. I was like, oh, okay. So she sent a photographer. Then 3 days after that, I got a call from the art department, and they said, we're considering you for the cover. How did that happen? One, I know it's a blessing. I know it's a blessing. But if I was not embracing social media, if I didn't answer that tweet, that wouldn't have happened. Now, I tell people all the time, you have to have what they're looking for. If they are looking for somebody who knows how to milk cows and you don't do it, don't answer that tweet. But, I mean, as long as you have and you're doing your business due diligence, social media is an open forum. So they came and they did a whole shoot that day, and, you know, I took video of it and, you know, made a great day out of it. And I didn't even know. They said, we'll let you know if you are chosen for the cover. So I left it alone, and I'd say about a month and a half later, somebody on Facebook said, congratulations on making the cover of Black Enterprise. And I said, well, we don't know if we made it yet. And they said, no, it's posted on their page. Me and my mama and everybody just crying. So it was a blessing. But that started from answering a tweet from social media. So that could have been anyone in here. So I am always just advocating for social media for your business, because like I said, it puts you in front of an entirely different audience, and blessings can definitely come out of it.
That's big, though. That's really big. So another thing you do with social media is you get a glimpse into not only what's going on with the firm, but the person. And I've been on your page. I'm not stalking you, but I've been on your page, and I happened to see a show you taped for William Patterson, right? Your alma mater, right? So through that, you know, there are things as an entrepreneur that make you want to come back and do stuff like that. There's this obligation, I think, that most people feel about wanting to share some of their success, wanting to share some of their influence with the community. And I know you also have a group where, you know, I had a chance to bring my daughter up to your store to make soap, make fragrance stuff. I know Brian's daughter too, Siobhan, right? Yep. So tell us a little bit about that obligation and sense that you feel to do that stuff in the community, to make an impact, and exactly what are you doing in that realm?
I think now, for me, it was important because the health issue of what I went through was just so important, and it really created an awareness of things we need to be eating and doing, and just as a community, we need to just be a lot healthier and washing our food and what we put in our system. So I speak about that a lot because that's a passion. I have a passion for that. Also, just being an entrepreneur. I was not planning on being an entrepreneur. I went to school, and I think we definitely have to have our education. A lot of people think like you can be an entrepreneur and skip the education part. You have to. Now you're the CEO of your own business, so your business is dependent on everything that you do. And that is important to me to show the kids. So I sort of mixed it all together where I could teach them about entrepreneurship and teach them about natural products. And another friend of mine, she has a beauty business as well, so we put together a program called Beauty That Cares. And from Beauty That Cares, we host workshops, we work with Girl Scouts. We met with Girl Scouts and we created a curriculum for them. So they told us what exactly the girls needed to learn to get a badge. So we put together a workshop, and if the girls come, they take the workshop, then they get a Girl Scout badge. And part of it is civic responsibility. So when they make the products, a portion of the products are donated to help homeless shelters. So this was a way for us to teach the youth, one, how to make your own products, two, how to learn about being a little healthier, and three, how to give back, and four, how to start your own business. So we're very excited about the program, and to date, we've serviced 600 girls and Girl Scouts and girls. We've given over $1,000 products to homeless shelters, and it's growing every year. But just as a business, as an entrepreneur, no business could be one-dimensional anymore. It used to be in the day you could just open your business, sell your wares, and then that was it. But now, in order to stay relevant and to stay in the game, and we see this with, I don't want to claim what to talk about, but we see this in reality TV, people want to see what is behind the business. So your business has to have a lot of different dimensions. And I tell people to become a leader or an expert in your business. Whatever your business is, become the expert and the leader in whatever it is you're selling. Once you have that and people see you as a leader or an expert, they trust you. If they trust you, they will buy your products. Once you become a leader, then people want to know, well, how did you do that? Once you get to the how did you do that part, then you're starting yourself up for another funnel. Because now when people want to know how you do that, that's when you write a book. So you write a book about how you did that. And then you talk about that and you let people read the book, and then that also funnels back into, I'm going to buy her products. So now you have two funnels. And then that just keeps going over and over. Some people say, well, I need more detail on how you did that. So that you start launching your speaking career. So it just kind of, no business at this point in 2014 can be one-dimensional. You are your brand. You have to get your brand out there. You have to have whatever your passion is, whether it's entrepreneurship, natural products, you have to find a way through your business to push that through and that message through, and that's going to help your business as a whole. And also it's going to give you, it's going to give you a chance to really just dive into your passion of why it is that you started this business and to let people know about that. And then once you start speaking and you become an author, and then people say, well, you know what, I want you to show me how you did that. So then you become a teacher. Maybe you do workshops. But every business has lots of different funnels, and you just keep funneling it out, and your passion grows, and your audience grows, and your social influence grows, and that all affects your bottom line and your spirit.
I learned that as an entrepreneur, just what you said, just confirming what you said, you have three businesses built in, whatever business you decided to take on, but then you should be able to speak about it and write about it. So you automatically should have at least three revenue streams to whatever you decide to do as an entrepreneur. So when you see people writing books, it's not because they're just full of themselves. It's because you actually learn that this should be, if you reach any type of influence or quote-unquote expert status, or even being a leader in your field, you should be able to write and talk about that. So that's really, really important. And I'm going to come back to that about your book, because Dawn wrote a very good book that actually inspired me. And you never know when someone can take a piece of your journey or your story and use it. And I'll just tell you that in your book, it was a great inspirational book. But one of the things, I read a lot of books for structure. And one of the things I took from Dawn, imitation is a sincerest form of flattery, right? At the end of her book, she has listed her favorite books, right? So when I decided to write my book, and I told you when I was writing it, I try to read 3 books a month. And because my story is tied into an 18-month story, I have my favorite 54 books at the end of my book. So I took that from you after I read your story. So thanks. But let me ask you if you would allow us to do this. Something just came across my mind in terms of marketing, advertising, promotions, and what you just said and what you do for the community. I look at the story of Vanessa and Angela Simmons' pastry and their work with Girl Scouts, and I didn't even realize you were working with Girl Scouts. But why can't we get a Pooka cookie? Could we do that? Could we tweet? Could we use social media to impress upon those folks that we here's a business that's supporting the Girl Scouts, there's a badge, and we like to see a branded cookie. It's Girl Scout cookie season. I love the trefoils. And, I already put one order in. My wife won't let me place another order. Only $20, that's it, that's my limit. But why can't we take a lesson from you and social media and see if we could, right? I would ask everybody take out their phones right now, like my pastor does in church. Take the phone out right now, go to St. James A&M. No, I'm just joking. He does that on Sunday, right? To get on our Facebook page, that's why he got so many likes. But why don't you tell us how we could create, if you wouldn't mind being involved in something like that, allow us to put pressure on the Girl Scouts to say, there should be a Pooka cookie.
I love it.
Right? What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. And I think that's the exact thing that I'm talking about social media. If you did not use social media, how would you get that message out? Like right now when you said that, we can do that. We can do that right now. And that's the beauty of social media. So if you want to do that, and tell Girl Scout it has to be organic cookie. Organic oatmeal, unsweetened agave nectar cookie. I'm gonna go for that. But they might. They don't have anything like that. So my Twitter handle is Pookalita, P-O-O-K-A-L-I-T-A.
Can we take out our phone and do that right now? Can everybody follow right now? They're on it now.
It's at Pooka. It's at Pookalita.
That's what we need to be doing.
That's what we need to be doing. It's Pookalita. So that's me. So you can do. Sorry. You can do. I think it's girl. You can do Girl Scouts. At Girl Scouts, Heart of New Jersey, anything at Girl Scouts will. You gotta be on Twitter. And Twitter moves like that. If you're not on.
We're gonna do a social media component next year.
We're gonna do a social media class. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do it before next year.
And this is good because your Twitter handle gets out there. You follow me, I'll follow you. So this is how things like that grow.
Can everybody go to Dawn's page right now and like her page? Can we do that?
Yes, you can. You can go to facebook.com. Facebook.com /Pooka Pure and Simple. That's on Facebook. And we are actually right now running a passion contest. It's called the Pooka Passion Contest because we are really excited about people exploring their passion. So the contest runs until the end of February 28th. You have to like the Facebook page and give us your email address and just tell us what your passion is and how $500 could help you start it. And it's not a lot of money, but just for us, we wanted to get people together. So February 28th, we're gonna have the winner drawn and you might win $500 to start your own business. So if you join our Facebook page, you can actually you can sign up for the Pooka Passion Contest.
Great. So on Twitter, it's going to be hashtag organic Pooka cookie.
Yes.
No, organic Pooka Girl Scout cookie. What we got to do? Because we can do the same thing at Whole Foods. We can tell Whole Foods they got to do a cookie too.
Please tell Whole Foods to put Pooka in all their stores.
See, this is how we use. This is how we use the power of our community, right? We have to leverage this influence and power to do these things, and social media allows us to do it. So first thing we're going to do is hashtag organic Pooka, Girl Scout,
GS
GS Cookie, right? You're gonna help, you're gonna set that up, and we're gonna tag and follow and do everything we need to do. And then we're
I'm
gonna,
inviting all my friends to like the Fitch.
there you go, there you go. So we have to do that, y'all, because that's powerful. So let me go back to your book real quick, and then we're gonna come back with that campaign. So do you have books today? Okay, all right.
My books didn't come because of the snow.
Okay, but when you go to the store, the books will be there. Okay, the books will be in the store when you go to the store. Opening is set for when?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. So I want y'all to make it. What's the date?
It's going to be March 1st. It's 87 Halsey Street. And then we have cards out there that will show you where the address is.
Okay, so March 1st. Unfortunately, Brian, you want to show that Black Enterprise cover with Dawn on the back?
I have some to hand out. You can take a few and pass them down.
Unfortunately, the store opening is not on my birthday. My birthday is March 5th.
Oh,
You can't change it? Right.
It'll be
All
March
right.
5th.
So come on March 1st and celebrate my birthday. March 1st, we celebrate your birthday on March 1st. My birthday on March 5th. But the Pooka store opening on March 1st. Now, if you didn't already get this postcard, that's the cover that we talked about, Black Enterprise. That's actually what it looked like. That's a collector's item, and you should hold on to that. But going back to your book, oftentimes people talk in circles about not being able to get help from the community. And in your book, you talk about your partners and how each one of you plays a different role and how you came together to do this. Talk a little bit about how you got the support from others, number one, and then why you wrote the book and what you want to do with the book.
For me, mine is always a spiritual journey, and I believe God puts everything you need in your life. And when we talked about starting the business, my degree is in graphic design. My friend April, her degree is in communication, so she does film and editing. My sister was a business major, and Trisha was a finance major. So the four of us, we had almost everything we needed to start a business. So that in itself gave us a big boost in starting the business. Everybody had sort of jobs carved out. Financially, we did not take on any loans. We had a great angel investor. By angel, I mean my mother and father. They are my angels, but we just have
Generational wealth.
generational wealth.
Right? Generational wealth, that's why we need that.
We're not wealthy, but we're trying to be wealthy.
They gave you a start.
They gave me a start, exactly. And the support was just amazing, just from all of my family. And I think when people see that you're doing something and that you're passionate about it, they want to be a part of it. And that's what helps that grow. I mean, still, we have a lot of Pooka volunteers that come in. If you are in my family, you have shrink wrapped something, you have mixed something, you have poured something, labeled something. But that's important, and that's what keeps our businesses going. But eventually, sometimes we have to step out of that. I mean, the family element is great, the volunteer element is great, but sometimes we have to start bringing it to that next level. And we did step out and get a line of credit. So we did, that's our only outstanding debt right now, is a line of credit from Bank of America. Other than that, it's been our own investments. I mean, at the beginning, we started very small. We sold some things, we took the money that we sold, we bought more. I mean, it's hard to do it on a shoestring like that, but now when we look 14 years in, and that line of credit is the only debt we have, and we own all of our business, we're very happy that we were able to do it that way. So don't think that it always has to be traditional financing. I think from networking and things like this, there are a lot of other ways. There are people, like I said, there are angel investors. There's crowdfunding. There are a lot of things now that wasn't available 14 years ago. So don't let the money or thinking I have to go out here and get a $100,000 loan. Don't let that be something that stops you. I wrote the book. I'm segueing here. Sorry. I wrote the book just because I wanted. People kept asking, "Well, how did that happen? How did you do that?" And I'm telling you, everything that happened. You see the way Black Enterprise happened. Again, that could have been anybody. We were actually featured on the Today Show. They did a whole nice piece, Lester Holt. It's on our YouTube channel. And people say, "Well, how did you do that? How did you do that?" Again, I said I was going to church, and I was going to church and dipping in and out real fast. And the pastor tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "I need you to help on a book, to design a book." And I was like, "Okay, I can't say no to Jesus, but I'm really busy." But you know what? I said, "Okay." So he had me work with this woman. I went to her house for 3 months. I kept going to her house 2 or 3 times a week. I didn't know her. We had just met through this project. And we worked on this project, and I would just complain about the business, or she would give me advice, and we would talk, and we developed a friendship. So I think it was maybe 2 months it took us to finish the book. No, it was 3 months. There's that 3 again. It was 3 months it took us to finish the book. And then I didn't see her, went to church, the book was published, they were very happy about it. I saw her a week later, and I saw her in Whole Foods, and she said, well, are you